Bum, ba-dum, 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 ba-bum, bum. It's the rundown with Steve Anos.
Yeah, actually, I'm staying today because Micah it's to do with that stabbing thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's away again.
Essentially, he's been
the whole
remanded.
episode this time.
He's been remanded on bail because new evidence has come about. So
he got took back in.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no. So new evidence came to light. I was talking to him on, I want to say Friday, and he's like he was cool.
Yeah,
he was
at
chill.
the game yesterday, wasn't he?
Well, that's the thing. He was cool. He was chill, and then he was at the Warriors game, Warriors Blitz game yesterday, and then I got a text from one of our other mates, and he was just like, "Did you hear about Micah?" And I was like, "Did I hear about Micah what?" And he's like, "Bro, cops turned up at his house last night about 10 o'clock.
What, raided his house?
Or what? No, not a raid. Not a raid. Let's not be overly dramatic about it.
Well, I don't know what's...
No, it was they turned up at his house and they were like, look, Mr. I can't remember. I think it's Richards, Mr. Richards.
He disguises his name, doesn't he?
Yeah. But they were like, but
that's
Richards,
another dodgy
we'd like you to come back down for questioning. New evidence has come to light. They essentially put him in a lineup and the old lady picked him out. So Micah's not here because he's got his court date coming up though. So I'll see if I can get down to London to support him and stand in the gallery and let people know that he's a really good person who only stabs old people. Like try and fight for him, but
who tried to stab him?
Yeah.
Anyway, so Lucia said hello. So is Gary. Hi
guys.
Hi guys.
I was just filling Stephen as to why Micah's not here.
Just before we went live, let's go to that thing. Just before we went live, I went, before we go live, I've got a joke to tell you. And I said, tell me when we go live. And he pulled like that. I don't even know if that was that type of face. If only he stayed playing ball.
Yeah, that's the thing. If this wouldn't have happened if Micah was taking all the frustration.
He's got this, that's what that happens. That's a real thing. Or some people miss the adrenaline and start doing dangerous things in their normal life.
Yeah.
And maybe it was an adrenaline thing, but some people also get an aggression, I don't know, surplus.
I don't know, but I think he would because the thing is, if he'd stayed playing ball, he would have been. It is a dad joke.
What a dad joke.
So Russ has just said, "Is it a dad joke?"
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just know there's a joke.
It is a dad joke.
Joe's nailed it. They're falling off the field. We don't do anything on the field.
Yeah, but no, maybe if he kept playing, then he would have had an outlet for all of his rage and everything. And after a game, you usually buggered. You're not out strolling the streets on a Sunday night, so he wouldn't have been in that position.
I saw he's got quite a large lens on one of his cameras. Do you reckon there's a concealed knife?
No, it's not concealed. He's got a bayonet now. He's got a bayonet mount for it.
Oh right. Oh, okay.
So he's just like runs.
He just comes out.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
He's
a psycho. He's such a nice guy as well, but
is he?
I think he's a really lovely guy.
He's not nice to me.
To talk to. He's funny.
He bullies me.
Anyway, enough about Micah and what he may or may not be doing at the moment. Tell me this joke. Do you know what? I bet it's a racist one. I bet it's not racist. Racist joke with a racist.
It's not racist, but it is. It's dark humor. But it was a mate of mine from back home sent it to me, and he goes to me. Yeah, it's only blurry if you don't deserve it. And all it was literally just I got a message. I haven't spoken. There's a guy from New Zealand. I haven't spoken to him in like 3 years. Like really, really good, really, really good mates. Fucking growing up and everything. Known him since I was like 8, 9 years old. And he just texted me. He's like, "What's the difference? What's the difference between you and cancer?" And I was like, "G'day, mate. How you doing? Good to hear from you too." And all I got back was, "What's the difference between you and cancer?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, fuck, I don't know, man." He's like, "Your dad didn't beat cancer."
That is a multiple layered, hilarious, dark joke.
And I just sat there and I was just like, I'm really dealing with this at 9 o'clock in the morning. Like, And then he was like, hey mate, he's like, how you doing? He's like, I saw that on a video today, made me think of you. So I wanted to
someone whose dad died of cancer.
Yeah. He's like, I saw this video, made me think about you, someone who was beaten as a kid, and whose old man died of cancer when he was a child.
Yeah. Yes, there's a lot. It's an
onion of a joke.
Onions, yeah,
it's onion of a joke.
Tebs is moaning about us being together again.
Well, I mean, it's more the fact that he's not even on his phone.
You know about the Jay Slater? Yeah, mate. I didn't. So I'd heard about this Jay Slater thing last night. Was the first time I sort of clicked in and looked at Twitter, and it was hilarious, mate.
Okay, what is because I've only sort of like
what's happening is
timeline.
So what's happened was it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the fucking story.
No. So my Twitter timeline has been all like Hawk Tour girl.
Yeah. That's another thing to talk about. Actually,
all my Twitter has been. It's just
Hawk Tour. That's been good. But this Jay Slater stuff for me picked up big time yesterday. I got my wife on. She said, while you're live streaming, I'm going to sit on the sofa and catch up and read it all. But she sort of skimmed it earlier and was like, oh, I'm going to get stuck in this. But essentially, this lad's gone missing in Tenerife, and by all accounts, he's a bit of a wrong un. Like, people actually don't like him, and he's a bit of a prick.
Well, I saw he literally caved someone's head in with a machete or something.
Apparently, he was part of a group. Not apparently, he was part of a group of people that use weapons to attack a child, a 17-year-old. And they all got off of like community service. Then people, so now all these like not conspiracy, but theories are coming out saying that it could be linked to that. It could be linked to drugs. He's just a bit of a wrong, and he probably rubbed someone up the wrong way. But then there's this narrative that he just wandered off into the fucking mountains. Right? But anyway, that doesn't really matter, right? Although it does fuel some of the stuff that I think matters. So a number of Facebook pages have spun off.
I've seen the main one.
Yeah, there's a main one, right? And you've basically got two camps in there. You've got like your typical Facebook.
It's your aunt on Facebook. It's your aunt.
And they just share anything, and they're like, and they're comment on stuff, and it's just they're just not they're so naive to fucking humor and certainly satire. And they bite on stuff, and it's fucking brilliant. Well, that's happening at a massive scale with this. Like, they're saying like they're making suggestions. Like, oh, has anyone tried following his footsteps? I saw on Scooby Doo. Like, and this is a fucking real old woman. Like, I saw my grandson looking at Scooby Doo. Right. So like that's a genuine, but then other people are like latching onto that and making up their own fucking. Is it like? Someone like people saying like, oh, has anyone tried leaving like a machete by the road and see if he runs out to get it? Or and
I saw the ones of have they thought about lobbing bottles of water down into the ravine? Just in case he's thirsty.
Yeah, and someone said, oh, he's probably got caught on a cactus, like a genuine one, sort of like, and then obviously that just fucking set everyone off. Like, so the best place to go is not on that page because you have to sift through a lot of crap.
Yeah,
it's been distilled down and put nicely. If you follow the hashtag Jay Slater or just search for the hashtag Jay Slater on Twitter, there's a good 200-300 posts to read through, and they're fucking hilarious. And it is one of the funniest things. People just picking up on all different bits. So that's the Jay Slater thing. And I love it. I only discovered it probably 24 hours ago, and it's been a pleasure. Anyway, what was the other thing? The non-football. Oh yeah, the Hawk Tour thing. I heard both, and I was going to do it. I almost did a post about this today on Sport Tank, but didn't. So I went and watched the game. Both teams did some sort of Hawk Tour breakdown.
Right.
And I just wonder if that was. I was going to ask, is this like something that's happened everywhere? So just let us know.
Have you seen the video? You've seen the video?
Yeah. Cool. Come on. Come on. Has anyone checked he's not in the shade? Yeah, just someone said, has anyone tried calling out his name? And then someone else was like, oh, my friends, and they use like really weird language, but like basically my friend's a medium and he's passed over. Unfortunately, he's passed over, but he said he loves his mum and all this shit. But then another layer to it, his mum started a GoFundMe. They've raised about 30 odd grand, and now everyone's ripping into his mum, like saying, that's just like ransom money, or she's going to fuck off and run off with it. So it's just good fun. It's just if you fancy, we could do we should do a whole special just going through the different posts and laughing about them. That was a legit comment from someone. Yeah.
I think my favorite was have we tried calling his phone? Maybe someone found it.
And charged it up.
Yeah.
Someone said I shouldn't laugh as much as this, but it really tickled me. Some woman was like, "Oh, you know, I could fly over. I've got time this week, or you know, and I really want to help. I'm in a wheelchair. Is it wheelchair accessible? The fucking mountains." I don't know if that's a real one or not. It's probably not, but it's still fucking funny.
As you can see, Brit Bull has really captured our attention this week.
There's loads of conspiracies. Like he pissed off. Like he tried to do a runner with some drugs, and they caught him, and all this other stuff. So checking local dating apps. Or someone said, and again, I don't believe this one's legit, but someone said, has anyone checked that he's not part of the search party? Because sometimes when people go missing, they end up that they can search for themselves. They end up being part of the search party. Like, it's fucking. Someone said something about are they calling his name in English?
A broken clock is right twice a day, Aaron.
They talk about who is good. Nah, fuck that. I don't want to talk about Brit Bull.
No, we're not. There's going to be no Brit Bull discussed today.
Boring. But so the Hawk Tour thing. I'd let us know if you did or didn't have some sort of chant about it yesterday, because both teams that we live streamed yesterday did it. Making me laugh while I'm trying to bench.
I'm not trying to bench and I'm laughing. So
you shouldn't listen to. We should put a caution out there. Don't listen to our.
Don't lift weights while watching rundown.
Yeah, heavy machinery, and if you're pregnant, basically we're basically roller coaster rules. If you're too fat.
No, you've just got to log in twice. You got to pay for extra seats, you know.
Yeah.
You got to watch. You got to watch me on YouTube and you on Facebook.
Yeah. Are you? I'm not going to touch the comments, by the way.
Yeah, I'm getting there, mate. I'm getting there.
We'll end up opening comedian.
I figured you were just here to talk and nothing else.
Yeah. I don't even want to be here. Although I've just been told by Oz I'm here again next week because he's worked 400 days in a row in a blistering cold and had to walk uphill to work every day and then uphill
both
home
ways.
again.
Yeah. Got it. I had to walk to work and back, both uphill both ways.
Shit, man. Yeah, that's tough. It's tough. Hi, dads. What? Why are we getting dads?
I'm not.
I don't know. I don't know who that is. By the way, I am a dad.
Is it one of your proudest moments in life?
No.
No,
what? I don't know. No, and I took a long time to adapt to being a dad. Like I was. I acted like I was single, but I just didn't. I tried like to not make it seem that a kid adjusted my life, but they do. There's no.
When I look at your social media, it doesn't seem like kids have adjusted your life at all. Like you're still.
Well, I don't keep my. Well, my kids are a little bit on my social media, but when our first kid was born, we bought a subscription to an app that we can essentially like a mini Facebook that we post all of the kids stuff on, and then friends and family have got access to it and they can comment and like the post and all that. So we capture so much and post loads of stuff all the time, but it's just not in public. But it, because it was like I don't want to flood everyone's feeds with my kids all the time. So yeah, I do the odd post on Facebook about them, but it's usually a joke, like taking a piss out of them or whatever.
What we are flooding people's feeds with is incorrect scores or incorrect table updates. The website has been having a mare.
Yeah, that's all right. It's fixed now. There's been so there were some issues. There's been some issues for a while, but we weren't, because I didn't have a job, we weren't paying for like web development. So I was like, we'll just leave it. Now that web development's now ramped back up again from like maybe 2-3 hours to like, I think 40 a month. There's a laundry list of stuff that Dom, who's our web developer, is working through. One of those things was moving us over to Azure, Microsoft Azure, because we are part of the.
Azure? I have no idea.
Yeah, there's well, mate, I worked at Microsoft and there's about 10 different ways that people pronounce it. So Azure probably is the UK way. Azure is this American way. But yeah, Azure, let's call it Azure. So we moved over to that, and with that, there's been some like permissions things that didn't work. And so when I, like, for example, last night when I first tried to upload the scores, which generates a caption, which generates an image, it didn't fucking work. And I was sat there like, oh, I can't do the scores. And those scores then update the tables. And then I got a couple of scores wrong because I just data entry, like I put 8
because you got fat fingers.
Huh? Yeah. Well, it's my fault because like when things because then I'm in a rush. If I'm ever in a rush, I'll fuck things up. Yeah, so that's what happened. And then when I updated the score, when I changed to correct them, it didn't go through to the tables. So yeah, anyway, but it's all fixed now.
Go back and watch the first 5 minutes of the stream. We go in depth into why Micah is not here.
Yeah, he won't be here today.
He'll be late in terms of being a week late. But he has been remanded in custody again due to.
We share the correction. Oh yeah, I don't mind the corrections. It's not. I don't. Hopefully, there was nothing I said there that made you feel that I was upset with people pointing stuff out. I'm always grateful for it because I like to hold myself to a standard where that shouldn't be the case, but I do fuck up sometimes. So, but it's all good. Yeah, I don't feel like anyone's got like no one's ever tried to get on at us, or if someone did try and like insult us over it, I just ban them. I can't be asked. I don't need it. So yeah, whatever. Go to another platform or whatever.
Steve has got a very thick skin when it comes to constructive criticism.
No, I don't mind constructive criticism. But if someone's going to call me a wanker or call Sport Tank useless or use the old sport wank, whatever. Like, I'm like, bye then. Like, but if someone just says, "Oh, the score was actually this," you got that wrong, and that happened a couple of times, numerous times.
I've got to say, whoever the first person to come up with sport wank, that's kind of creative.
I think it's pretty easy.
It is, but that first person.
I think it might have been me.
Oh, insulting yourself.
Yeah, well, it's the same when you name your kids. You think, right, have I give my kid a name that they're just going to get rinsed for?
I don't think my parents had that discussion.
Yeah, Aaron. I remember having the discussion with one of my mates years ago. He called his kid Cora. And he goes to me, like, we picked a name that, there's no way people could make fun of it. And I said, what about Cora the Hora? And he was like, oh, you fucking prick.
I'm pretty sure in England, people refer to a penis as a Corey as well.
Corey, yeah. Corey,
so, yeah.
Not many, there's not many people that.
Is that a South Coast thing? Is that South Coast?
No, not even the South Coast. It's not South Coast. I think it's Southern, but not South Coast.
Right. Because I'd never heard that before until.
Yeah, it's rhyming slang.
Until I'd started working in fucking Portsmouth, and that was the first time I heard
it. Yeah. Not many people use it. But so we started doing the tables, which I hadn't done before because I knew of the fucking problems, and then we fucked one up. So I just reposted it now, the one with the O's in it. The O's were messed up. You're only human. We're more than happy to help you out. Make the great point of
people are.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, like I said, I've got no problem. Like people, no one has jumped on it. Like people have said, "Oh, this is wrong," but no one has been like a prick. So I don't worry about it.
Right.
Like I'm not upset. I'm just saying, like when that does happen, I'm grateful.
You're shit.
Like I said, I try to hold myself to a higher. I don't fucking like messing things up. And it's funny on the same note, the stuff that gets messed up gets way more attention.
Oh yeah,
like the engagement scores of the posts that were wrong 2, 3, sometimes 4, 5 times what you get on a normal.
It's because I take an hour and a half. I take an hour and a half of my week to sit here and call everybody else shit. So
yeah.
Everybody
waiting for a slip up.
Everybody that can associate, me with your slip ups.
But I mean that I can understand. Well, even though I think it's a bit OTT, but I can understand it for things like predictions. But like when there's like I don't know, like I say, like a score wrong in it, and you look at it and you think, oh, it's quite clear it's a typo. Like the score was 28 and it just had a 2 in it, the 8 wasn't put in. And then if like most people will contact us and just be like, oh yeah, just to let you know, and I'm like, fuck, and I try and fix it straight away. But if someone did get on at us about that type of thing, I would be less forgiving than I would if someone gets on at us about a prediction that we got. I don't know. Yeah, prediction that was wrong, or went the other way. And that happened a couple of times. There was one. There was one game that was like a clean sweep the other way, and
I remember the Breens copped a lot of shit from Torbay when they predicted them to lose, and
you always will. But that's it's part of what we do, and I think the some of the reactions are a bit over the top. But then I think I've talked about this before, where I think the coaches try to gain leverage to motivate the players through it. And so it's got this level of importance. People are taking it more personally because they're the ones ultimately that contributed to the loss or win. So they take it personally. So, but there's no one else out there doing predictions, right? Like we're the only outlet that puts our neck on the line to do that.
I get it from a sort of a big pictures perspective, because sometimes I'll sit on here and for a good large part of time I will bash specific teams. So if that team comes out and they win, like I understand if they're going to give it back. But
I've been watching Doctor Who and that's been far more interesting so far, said Lee. Well, turn us off then, you fucking cunt.
Mikey's starting to believe that.
Fuck off.
Have you ever watched Doctor Who? I think it's rubbish.
Mate, I watched it when I was little. I remember watching a guy on a motorbike with a big beard eat a bat burger, like a literal bat hanging out of a burger. He took a bite of it and then drove. And then that was the last I remember of watching.
Are you sure that's not like a knockoff Harry Potter?
But it might be. I don't know. Hopefully there's a Doctor Who Anorak in the comments that will say, yeah, I remember that, Steve. That was this episode, this season. You must have been 5 years old.
Isn't an anorak a fucking rain jacket?
Yeah. So it's a term in the UK for someone that's like that geeks out on stuff because it comes from train spotting, where they wear tracks so they could be in all weather watching trains go by and recording them.
Oh right, okay. You learned something. I thought you were just calling somebody a jacket.
No. This an anorak is a. I wouldn't say is it. Yeah, it's not a derogatory term. It's just that you're an anorak. Like someone would describe themselves as that. What's this? Oh, you can be so negative towards. Yeah.
But Steve's allowed to because it's his company.
Yeah. I can't be asked for people to like comparing it to stuff and whatever.
I don't get the same leeway. I'm an indentured employee.
If you've got something better to do, go and fucking do it. And Anorak is a nerd. Yeah.
So Aaron watched his club for the first time,
as nerd, right? Like,
the Apache lost.
Yeah, that wasn't the game that I was thinking about. I washed my gloves for the first time in 3 years, and we also blame. Oh right. I've played with players that have had really big and even parents, like when I was little, when their parents had superstitions as well. And this team I played for, I joined them.
You've got superstition
up, and they hadn't lost the game for like 6 years, and then we lost the game that year because we've been put into this like American league, like highest level league, and everyone's superstitions just stopped overnight.
You've got a superstition.
Yeah. I got a couple.
I know one of them. You will not play without 55.
Yeah. And then the other one is I won't play if I don't feel right. Like, and that sounds weird, but like, I'll put my kit on and it doesn't.
Do you know what? Right, that shouldn't sound weird because, like, it might sound weird, but it doesn't to me because 2 times in the last 10 years, I've felt real fucking iffy before a game, and I've gone, I don't feel 100. I don't know. And both times I've fucking destroyed my knee.
Yeah.
And I did it at that East Kent game where I ended up as the spud on the sideline.
I remember.
Before that game, I was out running. I was like, doesn't feel good. I don't feel great. And then I did it last year playing rugby, and I didn't have my knee brace, and texted Joe, and I was like, I've just got a weird feeling, and I was like, I don't have my knee brace, and she's like, are you gonna play? I was like, I have to play. We're short on numbers. I was like, I just don't feel great. And then old Murat had to drop me home on crutches and a big fucking brace around my leg.
Fucking hell. Yeah, no, well, both times I changed my number. Once when I dropped down, I stopped playing at like the highest level I could. So like Europe for the Knights, and then I sort of semi-retired and went down to Div 2 to play, and I changed my number to number 8. And the first time I took a ball on a kickoff, I was like kick returner, got tackled, and when I stood up, I'd figured, well, I had a broken collarbone. And then the other time was when I changed my number to 22, but I also had 55. I made sure I had 2 numbers for the Knights because they wanted me to play running back. And my knee bent backwards, and I needed my ACL. I needed ACL surgery, so I'm not going to go to another number anymore. So it's sort of my superstition's right and reinforced. But yeah. Anyway, what other stuff is there to talk about? Has anyone said that they did that Hock tour?
No, because people don't care.
Well, they should. It's a very interesting subject to me.
They should, but they don't.
Oh, fuck the free game juju. I can only see bits of it. Same shorts, same shirt, same breakfast, same black eye, same. Oh, eye black. I read it as black eye.
make sure you punch the missus. Make sure you punch the missus before you go out on the field.
Go on, line up.
Same domestic violence charge before every game.
Yeah, she went on holiday once, and I had a terrible game.
Paul's worried about being misconstrued now.
Yeah, hey, he did nothing wrong. It was just me the way I read it.
Our coaches yesterday were debating if the line judge on our side actually had flags on them. Midway through Q2, really, when one of them shot out like a cannon, just refusing to even get near it.
I think that's a topic for debate one day. Is the different techniques that refs use to throw flags, and that little sandbag marker as well that they throw. That one's always like a little wrist, like you're dealing a card.
I would prefer that they all fucking put their back into
you get
it.
the motherfuckers like going. Boom,
yeah,
like,
I love that. I love it. Don't be fucking out here like limp wristing your flags. If you're throwing a flag,
but sometimes they lob it like towards the play, towards the ball, or if it's like sideline descent, that just goes straight up. Like I know when I'm commentating, I'm like, oh yeah, that's sideline infraction. That went straight up and down. She could have caught that. Like,
ultimately, like how they throw it doesn't really fucking matter because the flag doesn't stop the game. The whistle does.
Yeah.
So,
but what is it? Don't be out here, different techniques.
Some refs will literally just like drop the fucking flag out their pockets.
What are they trying to communicate? Yeah, exactly. You could just like throw it on like I've never seen that, but like, do you know what I mean? Like shake it down their trouser leg and out their bottom. Yeah, like the rocks in Shawshank Redemption. You know, like you just fucking. I'd love to see that.
Fucking Paul's giving us his trade secrets now.
Oh, Martin will know. Referee.
USC flag goes high up straight. Normal flags thrown to the spot or yard line of infraction.
Yeah, there we go. Beanbag. Yeah, I know the beanbag is for like that's where the ball needs to be, or that's where something important happened. And then, have you ever seen the fucking ref throw the cap?
Yeah, that's when he's out of flag. He's out of flag. He's going to throw the hat.
That's when you know there's just trouble.
Too much shit's gone wrong. I've got.
That's at least a 5-6 minute break minimum. Do you know what I mean? Because they got to talk like, oh, throw that and that was that, and yeah, beanbaggers for marking specific spots. Yeah, same brand of shoulders for me always. Never about the swag, but if you do care about swag, you'd best play good. Yeah,
but I feel like the players that care most about swag are either really, really good or really, really bad.
Yeah, there's just two ends of a spectrum.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground.
There's no in between. Like if you care that much about your game day swag, you're either a baller or a bench warmer.
Yeah, I've never cared. Ref hitting right in the chest on Sunday. It was an accident. Oh, must have hit him right in the chest.
Yeah, so somebody hit Bass right in the chest on Sunday.
Yeah, hit me. Yeah,
it was an accident. I said I hit the QB late by accident, and he wasn't having it. Hats are normally for the wide receiver stepping out of the bounds of play on their own violation and can't be the first touch the ball. So essentially, you've been pushed out. You come back in, caught it, get the hat.
I've never known any of this stuff. I
wonder if that's like you get the hat, like the ref takes up and just snaps him on the shoulder. You naughty boy! You're not supposed to be the first one to touch the ball.
Hold that for me, mate. I'll speak to you in a minute.
Yeah, hold that.
Right, who's got my hat?
Right. So there were some games on the weekend.
Yeah. I can talk to a couple of them,
and there were some upsets.
Yeah, which is always good to see this late in the season. Normally, especially with the whole transfer deadline being gone, people are sort of set. Teams are sort of set in stone, right? And they accept their fate. But
like usually now is when the bad teams will mail it in and the good teams will lock it in.
Yeah.
So where do you want to start? Do you want to start in the Prem or do you want to start in D2?
I'd rather go bottom up.
Okay, D2 it is.
Yeah.
So we had an interconference game. We had SFC2 West play SFC2 East. SFC2 East continues the unbeaten streak. So currently,
what the fuck is that?
Fight.
Flynn, did you sneeze on that second word?
Flynn, do you smell burnt toast?
And he just kept going. He just day to all.
Can somebody do the fucking 5 signs of a stroke with to Flynn?
Flynn, can you smell burnt toast?
Yeah. if you do smell burnt toast, are you having toast for dinner? Like, or are you actually?
Well, I'm gonna look it up.
So yeah, as Sam has mentioned here, SFC2 East 7-0 this season over the SFC2 West. Like in the interconference games, the East has dominated the West every single. Well, not in every single one of them, but in 90% of them. It's a Dutch day. If you're googling it,
it's a foot pump day. Feet's pump is a foot pump.
She spat on that thing. Right.
The Dutch are weird. Remember Goldmember from fucking Austin Powers 3?
Oh, God. What we need to do is we need to talk about the Sussex Thunder.
That's what you are now.
The Sussex Thunder losing 8 points to... Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's a keeper. Sorry, go on. I know you're talking about American football in some way. I was just fucking enjoying myself.
Do you not want to talk about the games?
Nah.
No, you don't care enough.
What's not been said that already has? You know, come on.
Oh, is that where we're going with these? Fucking hell.
SWW wasn't an upset. Yeah, well, the team that they played were undefeated, and I think they'd only just beat them. So yeah, you could say they were fairly equal. But
it is still an upset. Is still an upset, even
if people think that one team's going to win and the other one does.
Well, it's if you would put if you were like if we had fucking bookies for Britball, they would have been like, how do you when you do your like, do you place bets at all? Do you know, like, how do you do your odds? Do you do them as like a -110? Do you do them as like a fraction?
You get both in this country. You get.
I get that. But how do you? Yeah. Do you do fractions or decimals or like?
I prefer fractions.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So they would have been like an 11/10. Like it would have been like a. They wouldn't have been a clear
high evens. Like
yeah. But
they would have been.
But they would have been the favorite.
Yeah.
It's like you say, they're undefeated. We'll get to them in a second. Yeah, the Tridents.
So the Tridents beat the Thunder, which
yes, comfortable victory.
I don't know if that's an upset. But I remember seeing it.
It's not an
when I
upset.
was doing the post. I was like,
it's not an upset.
this is. I thought that was a good fixture. Like that would have been I was expecting a good competitive game.
Well,
I think it was a shutout, wasn't it?
No, 26-8.
8. Okay, so they did score one.
So it was a good fixture because the Thunder are the best that it's essentially like a top of the table clash sort of thing. Because the Thunder are the best that the East have to offer, and the West, and the Tridents are the best that the East have to offer. But there is a clear disparity in skill level between the East and the West. Like you see that in the fact they've played 7 interconference matchups across the different teams, and it's 7-0.
Only scored on special teams. They still count, mate.
Yeah, 1/3 of the game. 1/3 of the game.
Defense shout, 2-point pat. Oh, so it was the 2-point was a PAT.
Thunder couldn't. Yeah, this is true. I did forget about it's debatable that the Tridents are the best team because Colchester beat them. So I completely. Sam, thank you. I forgot about Colchester.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's what you want is like people beating each other and good competition.
Yeah.
Right?
Cool that's the thing.
I imagine you've spoken about it because I don't watch your streams, but I imagine you guys have spoken about the whole Essex Tridents being 2 teams that have come together and they're a strong unit for it, and it looks like they're playoff and potential.
We have
contenders, which
have talked out the fucking arsehole about 2 terrible teams merging to become a great team.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was. It was the Spartans were suffering. The Sabres had one good season, and then they started sputtering, and then they merged and they formed a really good team.
Essex are at Colchester this week, so that's a hell of a game,
mate. It's gonna be huge. That is my pick for the Div 2 promotion game, essentially, because both teams. Because the thing is, they won't have to play each other in the first round of playoffs because there's no wildcard weekend anymore. So they won't have to play each other in first round of playoffs. They will be the Div 2 South final, essentially, is my prediction.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, exciting game this weekend coming for them, and then exciting game when it happens. Sounds like the Blitz Prem team and B team. 2 bad teams, but sadly won't be good. Colchester win if they win, they win the division. If Essex beat Colchester and then beat Ipswich, they're the champs. Don't expect an explosion of points. There's too many comments. Don't expect an explosion of points. Best 2 defenses in division.
Just let everyone talk, and we'll just read it. We'll just be the narrators.
100%. Well, I'm fucking that up. That's my point. I'm trying to be the narrator, and I'm fucking it up. If the Renegades can't beat Ipswich, then the SFC2 West should be excluded from playoffs and just give it to the East. This is what I said last week, that the thing that hurts the most is the wild card. It hurts Ouse Valley and Ipswich the most by removing the Div 2 wild card.
Yeah.
Because the West is pretty woeful at the moment.
The wild cards are the best third place teams, right?
Yeah. No. It's not. It's not.
It can be a second place wild card.
It's the best 6 teams. So it's just the 5th and 6th best team in Div 2.
Ah, right. I didn't know that.
So you could have had the whole of the East and then Berkshire and Sussex.
Yeah.
So you could have had 4 teams in the East, Berkshire and Sussex.
Yeah. But then how do other than the win-loss record, how do you measure that across the season, right?
You don't have to worry because with win-loss record would measure it.
Because they could lose the games to the East, but then win you could lose every game to an East team and beat everyone in the West, and you would qualify for the playoffs. I think that's what you're trying to get at, anyway, isn't it? What you're saying, whether it being unfair to a couple of teams in the East.
Yeah, but essentially you've got 6 spots. So if you've got the wild card there, you've got 6 spots. So you would just have the 4 teams, your 6 best teams are making it from Div 2. It doesn't matter if they're in the East or the West. But
isn't the argument that they're not the best if they're in the West? Because the people in the East are beasts.
But there's only 4. That's the thing. There's only 4 teams in the East.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So nobody's missing out from the East for the West to make it in.
Yeah.
That's my point. That's my point. They
Yeah,
are the best team in the West, and they still make playoffs because
there's just not many of them.
Yeah, there's only 4 teams in each division, and that's why Baffert pulled it. They were like, we don't feel like 75% of the fucking Div 2 South should make playoffs.
Yeah.
Because that's what would have happened. It would have been there's 8 teams.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's no wild cards in Div 2, is there?
Yeah, so it would have been there's 8 teams in Div 2 South. 6 of them would have made playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And that's why Baffert pulled it.
Yeah, which makes sense. Just again, didn't conduct it in the best way possible.
No.
But the right decision.
The other game in Div 2, I felt like was an upset personally.
My missus just sent me a Jay Slater meme. I haven't read it, but I just felt it was topical. Sorry, go on. What's the other fucking Div 2 game or whatever?
Well, I felt like this one was an upset.
Oh, this isn't a meme. They're saying his body's been found.
Oh.
Ah.
That's not a meme at all.
No. I was expecting a laugh.
I mean,
I didn't come here to feel.
I mean, you still can if you want to. So there was only one game.
The memes won't stop, by the way.
Oh no, they will not. They will get worse now.
Yeah.
Are we sure it says body? Yeah. Adam's just saying how we all feel right now. Like, how do we feel this?
Yeah, I know. Oh, someone's gonna mash those 2 fucking clips together, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%. We're getting cancelled.
Not me. You do it.
No. How about the guy that mashed his body? SFC 2 West, Sussex Thunder. There was only one game in the SFC 2 though. We had 3 games in the NFC 2. So NFC 2 West, Lancashire Wolverines. This is the one I thought was an upset. Lancashire Wolverines 32, Lee minus 14.
You thought that was an upset?
Yeah, I thought Lee would beat them 100%.
Lee have not won this year.
Neither have Lancashire till now.
Yeah, I suppose that was the side.
The last time they played, they drew. It was a tie game last time.
Yeah. Hold on, this is messaging me.
So Luke said that Thunder were in the East last year. I think it was a mistake to send Hereford and the Wivens up. So essentially 2 teams from the West. D1 should be just 2 divisions of 5, not 3 of 5. That's a fair statement. Because they sent 2 up last year, which is then put 3 divisions in 5. But it's because they were doing it for the North as well. Because the
year before there was 3 and 2, and that was what they were criticised for.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's tough. It's definitely tough. That's the thing. Lancashire and Lee, like, they had drawn the last time that they'd played. And up until this point, Lee had scored like twice the amount of points that Lancashire had.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, it definitely felt like an upset.
Well done to Lancashire then.
Yeah, big
that basically secures their... I know, they did too.
They did too. It secures them from
they're not bottom. They don't get the wooden spoon.
They don't get the wooden spoon. But I think the more impressive part of it for me is Lee scored. Like, Lee did what they should. Right, the last time these 2 teams played, it was a 14-all tie. Right, Lee lived up to their end of the bargain. They put up 14 again. So Lancashire were the ones that outkicked their coverage, essentially.
Yeah, ruined it. They ruined the whole thing.
Yeah,
you had 14 all games.
It would have been incredible.
For the first time in Britball history, and Lancashire had to get all greedy, didn't they?
They just had to be good. They had to be good.
Yeah.
They play again, though. They play again next month because it's a 14 div. So they play again on the 21st.
Lee could still win 2 out of 3 of the games.
No, because the first one was a tie. So you'd literally have a properly split series.
That would be cool. That
would be cool. That's what I'm hoping for.
And I hope it's the same scoreline reversed.
In reversed. So it's like 4 and against is just fucking even.
Just completely even.
We beat you. You beat us.
The coin toss.
Yeah. Yeah. All other tiebreakers are just keep going.
Yeah.
And it just comes. But they're never gonna. Neither team's making playoffs, so they won't reach. So it won't matter.
No, you still need to figure out who ranked where in the league.
Oh, so the tiebreaker would have to. So they'd have to
Yeah,
have
the same tiebreaker rules work in playoffs and in regular season.
So they'd have to have they'd have to have the coin toss to see who finished bottom.
If they weren't able to separate the tie with the 5 other means.
Yeah.
That
is incredible.
Because one of them points conceded, and there's just no way that they've both got exactly the same number.
No.
Over the season, so
it isn't. No, Lee's played 2 more games and has conceded considerably more.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, according to Lead Republic, anyway.
I shouldn't trust that site. Mine's better. This. I'm just doing it now.
Jesus. I'm not going to read that one out. Adam.
No need. It's funny. Very good, Adam.
Stop. Right. Another game in Div 2. We had 2 games in the NFC 2 East. Very close one between the Gateshead Senators and the Lincolnshire Bombers. A lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Gateshead Senators 13, Lincolnshire Bombers 7.
Oh, that is close.
That's a lot.
Bombers were at home, right?
Bombers were at home, I believe. Yes. They play a lot better at home. They play a lot.
Gateshead do. So
do Lincolnshire.
Yeah. So does
I saw these 2 teams play.
So does fucking Britball. So.
Yeah. especially when you've got a fucking 2-hour drive.
Yeah, that's it. Like, nah. Yeah, the sun's out. You know, we're in June now. Anything June onwards is really. I've got a 15-mile radius in me. That's it.
I've got Sevens tournament on.
Oh, don't get me started.
So it's almost a 3-hour drive from Lincoln to Gateshead. So yeah.
Nah. Was the game of any level of significance for either team?
It is for Gateshead.
Wow.
That essentially secures them second place in their division, locks them into playoffs. So it was the Steam are going to come out on top in that division, but it means that Gateshead
put the champagne on ice for another couple of weeks, maybe.
Well, it means that Gateshead have to play the Surge. So so it's. I mean, obviously, it was going to be I say they have to play the Surge. That could be the Steelers. Again, I've just jumped the gun like I did with the fucking Tridents. And I was like, the Tridents are the best team. The Surge, but in this one.
We've woken Ronnie Ward. We've awoken Ronnie Ward.
We have. He's up Darlington all the way. The Surge did beat the Samwell. Just words, bro.
Word salad. Word
vomit. The Surge did beat the Steelers 27-23 when they played at the beginning, like in the week 1. It was a week 1 game. And then we've got
my trusty website and see that.
Well, we've got 2 more games for the Surge and Steelers to essentially sort out that division.
You know what the games are?
Surge versus Steelers, Steelers versus Surge. They played twice. They played twice more.
Both teams, and they play each other.
As in, they play each other twice more.
Jesus.
That's why I said Steelers versus Surge, Surge versus Steelers.
Whatever. I weren't listening. Maybe.
Yeah, you definitely weren't.
So what?
Keith.
Are there any other games?
Yeah. Samuel plays Lancashire, and the Surge play Lancashire. So they play each other and Lancashire.
Yeah. Okay. What division is that?
It's Div 2 West. NFC 2 West. North. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. I think the way it sits now is the way it's going to stay.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So, no, sorry. I'm still talking about the East because we were on the not Darlington. We're on the Gateshead Lincolnshire Bomber game. I think that East is locked in. The East is.
East, you've got 3 teams that have only won 1 game, and there's fucking 5 teams in the league.
Yes.
So it must mean that those three teams are going to be playing each other quite a bit.
Yeah,
there's only 2 games left for them, isn't there? 'Cause there's 8 games.
Yeah. So the Bombers just played the Senators, and the Raiders just played the Steam.
Yeah.
So the Steam have got to play Donny. Wakefield's got to play Gateshead. Lincolnshire have got to play Donny. Gateshead's got to play the Steam, and Wakefield's got to play the Bombers.
Well, let me just have a look.
So Wakefield has got to play Steam and the Bombers. Gateshead has got to play Wakefield and the Steam.
Wakefield are playing Gateshead and the Bombers. They're not playing the Steam.
What do you? I know Gateshead not playing the Steam. Gateshead's playing Wakefield. No, they've got to play the Steam on the 21st.
Yes.
Yes. You're confusing me.
I just said, you said Wakefield. Wakefield are not the Bombers.
No, they're not. Wakefield plays the Bombers.
Yeah, on the 21st.
And the Senators. On the 30th, next week.
That's what I said.
That's what I said.
Whatever.
You
told me I was wrong.
This is the fucking blind leading the blind.
Bring back Micah.
But yeah, for both of us. Like, just him on his own would be better.
Get Micah and a friend, and then we can just relax and enjoy life.
My brain's turning to soup.
CTE was kicking in there.
Yeah.
With that spelling. What spelling?
Oh, no, it's Jack. It's Jack. Because he said Keith Keithing is the Steam's new running back. But the guy's name is Keith Kitching.
Oh, good one, Jack.
I wonder if he's just Keithing on.
Oh, that's terrible. Right, let's keep going. Oh, I can't believe we're still on Div 2.
Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, keep it up.
Yes, get on board. Yeah, well, the Steam...
I'll fucking punch your Keith out in a minute. Oh, let's just go.
That's good. That's real good. That's a joke on so many levels, and I'll tell you after the show. That's an onion joke.
Yeah.
Right. The Steam, they got business done. 44-12 over the Wakefield District Rangers.
They're 6-0. Keep them coming. Yeah. From Cummings as well, which is even funnier.
Keep them Cummings. Them Cummings. Fuck off. So Steam's at the top of this division. The East is decided. Steam 1, Gateshead 2. That's locked and loaded. That's all she wrote. The West, first and second, are still up for discussion.
Okay. Well, let's not have that discussion now, because let's go on to Div 1 football.
But Div 1's boring. No, it's not. Div 1's exciting. Micah was here, and remember when Micah was here and kept us on track?
No, I need to watch the Traitors. We're watching the Traitors US. So
what's that?
Game show, TV show. It's good.
What are they doing?
It's a long story. Basically, there's a group of people in a house, and they do tasks each day to earn money. But the sideline story to that is that people, unbeknownst to the others, have been selected as traitors against those people. And every day, the traitors will kill someone and remove them from the game. And the other guys have got also get an opportunity to confer with each other, with the traitors in the room who they don't know is a traitor, and try and banish someone trying to guess who the traitor is. So every day, 2 people leave, and they just fucking rock all the time because they can't guess.
How many people are in the house?
It's like 20 odd, I think. 20 roughly it starts with, but they quickly whittles down. And the idea, the traitors need to be in the last 2 or 3 people left. If there's a traitor left in the last 2 or 3, then they keep all the money. So yeah, it's good. It's a good show. Good show.
Right, Div 1.
Exactly what he was talking about. I don't care. I don't like Britball. I like the traitors.
SFC.
You just fucking hear me.
SFC 1 East. East Kent Mavericks 46, Norwich Devils 0.
Hold on. Just let us know in the chat if you like the traitors.
The only thing people let us know in the chat is move the show along.
I know, yeah. What's that of them?
Right, East Kent Mavericks 46, Norwich Devils 0 points.
Yeah, they're in trouble, aren't they?
Oh, here's the fucking excuses.
What's this?
Oh, sorry, it's Martin.
He had that ready. As soon as you said Devils, it was up. he fucking timed that because there's a delay on this. It's about 15, 20 seconds. Martin knew that you were going to say the word Devils within the next 15, 20 seconds, and he had that primed and ready to go.
The old copy pasta.
Yeah, he's had that ready. Don't even read it. Don't give him the satisfaction.
No, I have to now because he's commented in the chat that he likes the traitors.
Yeah, read it. He knows what he's talking about.
Devils started with 24 players injuries and low IQ. DQ lowered the numbers.
That's better than my black eye one. No IQ. Quick, we need to say something.
Devils started with 24 players, player injuries. Where's the fucking punctuation, Martin? Devils started with 24 players. Injuries and DQ lowered the numbers, and they struggled to finish, but managed to
disqualification.
Is
that what that is? What's DQ?
Yeah, so players got obviously disqualified. They got ejected.
Yeah, I was just checking that was the fucking correct.
They struggled to finish, but they managed to avoid
being moved to out there just trying to fucking bite ankles and fucking lay people out. Like, hey, fuck you, ref. What are you gonna do? Send me off. In one contagious statement. Poor devil. They don't deserve this.
No, they don't deserve this. As Dan mentioned, a Freudian slip. So, Devils started with 24 players. Yeah. Injuries and disqualifications lowered those numbers, and they struggled to finish.
I've seen that back to back in the last 2 weeks we've done live stream. The opposition have had 25 and 26 players.
Yeah.
Shit.
So lowered the numbers. They struggled to finish, but they managed it to avoid being moved to associate as they had to complete the game to stay in league credit.
Yes.
They had to complete. Fuck, Martin. Learn what a fucking full stop is.
Yeah.
As they had to complete the game to
can I buy a comma, please?
Yeah. Can I buy a pause? Credit to the guys for sticking it out in hot weather and diminishing numbers.
Yeah. Good stuff.
This Div 2 Uniball, they didn't have the uni cards on them, so they couldn't play.
No, that's a Uniball joke.
Norwich player swung a punch on the first drive, taking them down to 23.
That is amazing.
Martin's just amazing. Words out now.
Huh?
Martin's
I bet that player was fucking late as well. Forgot his fucking thigh pads, and someone had to lend him. Like that player, just a little, just a thorn in their side. And then goes and gets sent off.
Massive respect to the Devils finishing the game. It's been a tough year for them, but glad to see them pull together to get it finished. Appreciated the game. Well, that's the other thing. You fucking hate from an opponent perspective. You hate when the team you're playing throws in the towel early if they call the game at half time.
Well, we had an instance last year, if I remember rightly, where maybe it was the year before, but the O's turned up at the Warriors ground and then forfeited the game.
That would have been that was fucking pre-COVID. That was when they were still
it wasn't.
It was because it was when they were still in the Prem. The O's haven't been in the.
It's my memory.
Yeah. O's haven't been in the Prem for a long time.
It's a poor memory. It's fresh in my head. So the front sits on my frontal lobe all day. That thing.
Yeah, the O's haven't been in the Prem for a long time.
Had no knee pads. Had to find some. Yeah.
But the main point of it is Gateshead demolished another. East Kent demolished another opponent. 46-0 over Norwich. And they are cruising to a division victory. It's not really it looks like second place will probably go to the O's, but speaking of the O's, they beat the Blitzby 28-14. Yeah. Devils player got ejected to help the search for Chase Slater. He got a tip.
Fuck off.
Those memes are a bit dead now, guys. Yeah. So O's 28-14.
They're completely dead body. Those memes. Right, what was yeah.
O's 28-14 over the Blitzby.
Good score. Good get. That's I don't do the predictions, but I would have predicted that one to be a fucking close game, having seen both teams play recently.
I box score watch. I base all of my predictions based on what teams have done, like on paper. I don't know how any of them play or anything like that.
No, I smelled the sweat.
I didn't think it was going to be a close game at all. You heard the hits. So you need to take yourself out away, mate. You need to take a step back because I didn't think it was going to be a close game at all. Because the Blitz got fucking pasted last week by the Exiles.
Yeah.
So
fair enough. I just fall in love with the teams that I see live.
Was the Chiefs Thrashers game as much of a thriller as it was advertised? Maybe.
Well, why don't you watch the stream and find out?
Why don't we
wait? Being a one-score game. It was actually. It did. The first half was very one-sided in terms of scoring, not necessarily in terms of overall play, but certainly the better team were winning. But they were 3 scores up, and the game ended with them being 1 score up. So it was actually, I found it quite exciting. I did want it to end because I had to get home.
So Adams just said the Devils players and staff were all clearly, except for the guy who got disqualified, to try not to end up an associate.
Yeah.
So fair play to them. Questions do need to be asked how any Div 1 team can enter into the season with such a small squad or lose so many players during the season. Hereford played with about 24 last week as well.
Yeah. Do you reckon Baffa would allow, not that that's happened, but do you reckon Baffa would allow so many transfers away from a club that actually they drop below that minimum standard, or do they have to would they have to cap it and say, no, you can't do any more transfers out until you sign people in?
I don't think Baffa would care enough to fucking police to know it.
Discuss.
Yeah, I don't think Baffa would.
If you were making that decision, what would you do?
Oh yeah, you couldn't transfer out if you it would block. I would block any further transfers. I don't know if you were pointing at me or not now.
I was, trying to point at you. I don't know. It's hard to...
But then you just pointed at the camera and everybody else who's watching the stream now feels like they're being pointed at.
Well, listen to it then. Close your eyes.
So Lucas said, interesting development. Stallions and O's could finish the year with the same record, the same points against, and the same away record. So it would go down to the same number. So it would go down to the numbers of players ejected for their tiebreaker. Wembley would have to win out. Wembley would have to win out.
I think Wembley versus Rushmore is going to be a good one.
I don't.
I do. I think that's going to be a good one.
I think
it would be an upset if Wembley won, but we may see an upset.
No, there's going to be no upset. Rushmore, no. Rushmore will walk them.
Sorry, go back to Luke's other comment, because did he mention it's points conceded as another metric?
Points against. So yeah, points conceded. So same record.
The first point is head to head. So it's win loss.
Stallions and O's are in different division.
Ah, yeah, of course. Okay. Yes, that's interesting, Luke. Thanks for telling us. That'll be. and I know that the O's are definitely a players ejected because I've seen it happen.
Yeah, so Wembley would have to win out, and then the O's shit the bed and concede a lot of points to make it happen, but it's possible. Paul says that it should be transfers should be capped or made to pay another Baffa sub for the person transferring out.
Yeah, do you know what I think they should do is make in-season transfers ridiculously expensive, like £100. So still have the cut-off date. Say, you can transfer if you want, but it's going to cost you £100.
And that gets paid to the no. 100 quid. 100 quid to Baffa, 100 quid to the club you're leaving.
No, because you've got to be up to date with your subs.
No, transfer fee. Transfer fee. So the club that you're moving to has to pay the club that you're leaving 100 quid, and then you've got to pay Baffa an administration cost.
That's 200. What? So a club to club thing.
Yeah.
And then that's interesting. I don't think clubs are going to do that.
No, they won't. I don't think Baffa's going to instill £100 transfer fee either.
I think they should. I think that's more realistic.
Yeah, and I think that they should instill a club to club transfer fee.
Because that's not as realistic. Clubs aren't going to do that.
You want the player.
If a player wants to play for another team enough, and it's that important, Yeah, someone just said 50-50. Maybe, yeah, that works, but fuck Baffer, give him nothing. No, well, because then we don't have a sport. Mikey, come on. Stay with us here, mate. Come on. Come on. There's life in the old girl yet. We've just got to see Chad, back Chad, give him all the fucking love he needs, and hopefully we can turn the shit round. We need positivity.
I'm all on board Team Chad. I'm 100%.
Yeah.
Just because of the fucking like everything that revolves around the name Chad and like the connotations that come with like
he is a Chad.
Yeah, like Giga Chad.
Yeah,
like,
he's a Giga Chad.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Baffer is run by a fucking Giga Chad. I'm genuinely
optimistic about that. It's probably because of the sunshine, amount of vitamin D I've had. You can see I've got a bright red head, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling positive.
Steve wants to know if you're pointing at him.
Yes.
Tony said if Baffer
got someone else said something. Put my name in it further down. I can't see it.
Yeah. I'm getting there.
If Baffer got a payment for a transfer, they would allow anything. Yeah, exactly. It'd be transfers after the season.
Simon said, Steve, surely you can open the can of worms about registering players who are unavailable all season, don't live local.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could. I don't know. I don't see that as a problem if there's a player. If you're referring to a player that hasn't registered yet and then registers for playoffs, or registers now and joins a team and signs for a team. The O's have had a couple. I don't really have a problem with that.
So Cameron said that the transfer fee is based on how good you are.
Good you are.
So like in football,
you'd get your combine stats and then look at how well you played the last few games.
Jack reckons if it's £100, 50 to the club, 50 to Baffer.
Yeah.
Ultimately, players transfer for a reason. Fingers need to be pointed at the clubs themselves. That Baffer don't get involved with subs and transfer combos.
Yeah.
Adam, I liked this one. Bit of a kick in the balls. If you want to go and play for another team, and they're like, nah.
No, you're right. Yeah, well, you've got to pay them £100, but we don't want to pay. You've got to pay Baffer £100, but we don't want to pay that club £100.
Yeah.
Why don't you join us? Why don't you finish the season where you are, and then come to our rookie day, and then you know what I mean? Like that. Fucking that's the conversation you'll be getting.
Yeah, it's look. Are you willing to pay your own transfer fee? Like you can come play for us if you cover the fee to your old club. Like
teams that register players that used to play but no longer do the boost. Oh yeah. That there's got to be something done about that. And I was talking to Micah about this, the good presenter, the other day.
Thanks.
I think we'll get to the point where this hitting this number, this 35 or 36 or whatever it is, will end up becoming a game day number as well. So on game day, you've got to show us in kit, healthy, 36 players or whatever it is. That's really the only way you can get around it. Because there's nothing stopping anyone player coaches registering and never getting in kit, or as you say, former players who have no intention of playing registering and they don't even come to watch a game, sort of thing.
David doesn't want transfer fees based on how good you are. He doesn't need confirmation that he'd still go on a free transfer.
Baffer just go on, mate. Fuck it.
Just fucking do it. Transfer fees, Steve reckons
you want a ring, do you, mate? Go on then. Go and get your fucking ring.
Might stop people jumping teams for a shot of a middle mid-season. And best way to stop people jumping teams for medals is move the transfer deadline closer.
I agree with that. I think it should be really close to the season. But and that's what I'm saying. They should stop those actually, I'm saying at the same time you should pay for it. Yeah, maybe just stop them in the season then altogether. Just so it's an off-season thing.
No, you get one in-season transfer in your career. Each player gets one in-season transfer in their career. You have to choose when you're going to use it.
But I don't think there's much wrong with because you get people going, oh, well, what about my heart bleeds for the player that starts the season living in one location and ends it living in another and they can't play. And maybe Baffer need to turn around and say, well, yeah, do you know what? Tough shit. Because we've had people being corrupt before, chasing medals, stitching teams up. So now, once you register with a team, you're stuck there until the registration opens at the end of the season, or transfer window opens at the end of the season.
What happens about transfer fees for associate teams? Do we go like the NHL and have XX amount of free transfers in? No, you just do your fucking duty and get promoted into the league, and then we'll figure out what happens with you. It's a win-win for clubs. He's paid Bass has played, or Bass or Bass, I'm not sure. It's the same fucking word. It's just pronounced differently. Win-win for clubs. He's paid 2 sets of subs. Right. Moving on. SFC 1 Central. London Hornets 17. Oxford
I could not believe that they beat. And I know they were the favourites for you guys, but me looking at it, I thought the Saints were going to win that game.
Why? What?
Because the Hornets forfeited a fucking game.
Yes, but so that's the thing. We didn't see how bad London Hornets would play against Rushmore. We have seen how bad the Saints have played against every single fucking team they've stepped on the field.
Here's the thought that I had: do the league offer the Hornets the opportunity to stay up and the Saints to go down?
Nah, send them both down and bring fucking Essex and Colchester up.
Okay, yeah.
Send them both down, bring Essex and Colchester up.
Both Saints. No. So by rule, Charlie, it would just be the Hornets, and you predicted what we were just then going to talk about, which
you just go off vibes. That's kind of true, though.
I go off vibes. What's he talking about?
No, your predictions, like where you thought Oxford were going to beat London. You are a vibe sort of person.
Yeah, I like I said, I fall in love with teams and the romance of the game, and I just think like I hadn't seen the Hornets play. I had seen them forfeit.
Yeah.
And so that to me was like, well, that's a bad sign. The deterioration has got, in my opinion, could have got worse. And therefore the Saints could have had a win. That's what
for me, it was more the fact of I saw the forfeit against Rushmore as a fucking tactical forfeit, where they were like, we're gonna get pasted. Let's not play this one.
Yeah.
We'll play the rest.
Yeah.
But there was no doubt in my mind that Oxford were not winning that game, just based on the what they've put out on the field. Like, and again, that could be due to low numbers. It could be due to low.
2 teams are yellow card relegated due to forfeits.
Didn't Norwich forfeit one?
Yeah, but they're not in the same division.
No, but they're both Div 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then they're going down, and so are Oxford. So you'd have to.
Oxford.
Hornets. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Norwich has forfeited a game. They're going down.
London, yeah, hopefully. Well, and I mean this with like the in the most positive way possible. Hopefully, Oxford do get the chance to go down.
Who do you keep then?
I think they got one of the best facilities in the country. They're so well placed. They're a good side. They just need a few wins, and start to build up again.
I mean, they haven't had one in a fucking while by the looks of it.
No, they haven't. And they should have been relegated last year. They didn't, and it looks like they qualified for relegation.
Who goes? So if Oxford goes, like, who stays? You've got 2 that have essentially earned, like.
I don't think it's who stays. It's who then comes up. You want to bring teams up that are on winning streaks, right?
Yeah, but this I don't think. Yeah, so that's what Scott's saying. Like, are we sending down 3 though? Because you've got two teams. One team that's earned relegation through their fucking play, which is Oxford, right? They have earned relegation. The other 2 teams earned relegation via not turning up and not completing fixtures. So you've got 3 teams that deserve to be relegated.
I don't think it's as simple as Scott's putting it there. Simply because there's a bit of history. There's a season more of history where the same thing has happened. So you could say that the reason why the Saints are playing or not winning games is because they should have been relegated last year. They should be in Div 2 this year, where they would be winning games, arguably, right? So I don't think it's a case of it's as simple as saying, should it? I think if a team gets a yellow card, they go down. That's the rules, right? Like, and I agree with that. Gone. Hopefully, are the days where we get fucking multiple forfeits in a season from the same team, and you can pretty much put that on that rule. Had that rule not been in place, you would have probably guaranteed that Norwich would have forfeited their game yesterday, right? So it is protecting the integrity of the game, and it is there for the right reasons, and I like it. But unfortunately, by having that rule, you've tucked up Oxford 2 years running now, because they are arguably the worst team that would benefit from dropping down and regrouping. So I think where it's happened 2 years on a bounce, Oxford have got, I think they've got clout behind them saying, look, can you just let us go down, bring up another
But then if you do that, does Hereford stay up? Because you're sending 3. There's 3 divisions, right?
Well, you send 4 down.
But there are not 4 teams worthy of promotion.
Why not?
Because they're not good enough.
There's not 4 7 teams worthy of promotion. Wembley.
No.
Wembley, Rushmore. Oh, no, sorry. That's Div 1.
You've got 2.
You've got Essex.
Yeah. And Colchester. Another one's coming up by fucking default.
Why not Thunder?
Well, they're coming up anyway because you've got 3 coming up. There's 3 divisions. You've got 3 coming up. So you
there's not. There's 2 divisions. There's 2 Southern 2 divisions.
Yes, but there's 3 Div 1 divisions.
3 going down, so there's 3 going up.
So if there's 3 going down, there's 3 coming up. So you've got Colchester, Essex, and the Thunder. What the fuck do you do with a 4th if you're sending a 4th down?
Fuck it. Change the number of teams in the league.
Because there's not a team. No offense, I'm sure Ooze feels great, and I'm sure fucking Ipswich would like to say, yeah, we're not bad, and Berkshire probably has something to say about it, but there is not another team worthy of promotion outside of those 3. Because they're just going to end up like Hereford. They're going to go up.
Yeah, 0-7, yeah.
And they're going to go fucking 0-6, 0 whatever. Like, you send Ooze up, they're not winning a game. You send Berkshire up, they're not winning a game. Like, they're fucking struggling in the divisions that they're in.
Yeah, it's a good point. I don't know the answer.
So, yeah, it's wild. Wild. Yeah, relegation playoffs. Simon wants the Vanguard in.
I've always said that. I think that was. It looks like that's what they're going to do in Uniball for that new national prem. You won't be able to get into it unless you beat the team that's
coming down,
its way out or on its way down.
Yeah.
Or the bottom team, however you put it. So you got to earn the right to get in there, which I think is good. But yeah, they've never done it in the whole time I've been involved in football. Never done it. It should be cool.
Some of the teams that fuck up Norwich, Oz, how dare you? But Norwich are coming down, so it doesn't matter. That's my point. Like, Norwich are not going to be there, so they're not winning a game. Norwich isn't there. Hereford isn't there. There's Oxford isn't there. Like, if you're sitting 4 down, they're not going to there. So, well, I suppose that's the thing for Oxford. They should, 3 So Scott's just said 3 automatic relegations and 1 playoff game. So Oxford essentially plays the one team that wants to come up that doesn't get automatically promoted. Simon says that Simon they'll happily take on anybody in the relegation battle, and don't lower Scottish football leagues and MLS have relegation playoffs. MLS would have relegation playoffs because they fucking love a promotion relegation.
Yeah, I don't know what other sports have got them, but I love them. Yeah. I know that they exist in rugby. But I think that's in a rugby. I can't remember what league, but there's a rugby league where there's no playoffs. It's just you play the league, and then the top team plays the bottom team of the league above. That's it. So one team goes up, one team goes down.
But there were other games.
Yeah, let's talk about them.
Yep. So Somerset Wyverns 21, Hereford Stampede 6.
Yeah.
It's just
Aaron Gilbraith, I think that's how you say his name.
Gilbraith.
Fucking guessed it, didn't he? So I owe him a hoodie.
You owe him a hoodie?
Not a hoodie. Beanie.
I was going to say, I was like, where the fuck did we get hoodies?
I've got medium t-shirts left. If anyone wants a medium Sport Tank t-shirt, then message me because I've got about 3 or 4. You're more than welcome to them. They just sat on my sofa over there. Anyway.
Yeah, Aaron knows that Somerset have got a good kicking game and Hereford don't. Hereford don't. The big one, though, Bristol Apache 6, South Wales Warriors 7.
Yeah.
Medium size in American football. Please.
Yes.
Stop it. You started something now.
I just talked about,
memes.
Current events news thing that has got hilarious memes on it. Then my wife decides to tell me. It may not even be true. but it looks like it is because it's by a girl that's been posting loads about it and like telling everyone off for making jokes.
Right. I have a question.
Yeah.
With South Wales beating Bristol, so I've been a massive proponent of there's only 3 teams worth a damn in Div 1 South. That was my thing. My thing was there's only 3 teams. East Kent, Hereford nailed 2 field goals, 1 from 35 yards. Apache scored for 25 seconds remaining, went for 2 and 5. So you just failed to score for the whole entirety of the rest of the game, apart from the last 25 seconds.
They could have won the fucking game.
They could have, but they waited until the last 25 seconds to actually put points on the board. So my question to you is, does this mean that South Wales is worthy of conversation with Rushmore and East Kent, where Bristol was historically? So it's now 4 teams that any of those 4 could win the Div 1 South. Or does it mean that Bristol is not as good as we thought and they're down with South Wales and it's still East Kent and Rushmore that will fight for promotion?
South Wales are a good team, but they don't score anywhere near the number of points as the Apache do.
They don't need to.
They don't. But so they're winning games, but they're not blowing they're not blowing teams away. And I think if you look at the Apache and you look at the Knights and the Mavericks, they've blown teams away this season. So I think South Wales are good, right? I think they're a good side. I still think those other 3 teams are better than South Wales. South Wales got an awesome defense. Yeah, cool.
The thing is,
it doesn't really matter much if you're not scoring points, right?
No, but the thing is, like this series, right? This series right here, they have scored, both teams combined have scored 26 points, right? Bristol beat South Wales 7-6 the first fucking time they played.
Yeah.
And now South Wales has beat Bristol 7-6.
Yeah.
So my question to you is like the logic behind what you're saying about how South Wales doesn't blow other teams out. They don't need to if they're holding Bristol to 7. So either Bristol's on the level that East Kent and Rushmore are, and South Wales is going to stonewall them too, or Bristol's not on the level that Rushmore and East Kent are, and they're down a step with South Wales.
No, I don't think one result or one series defines that.
It's not one result though; it's 2.
That's why I said series, you prick. And yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a derby game anyway, so they're always less predictable. I still feel that that Bristol will give a good game to the leaders of the other team, other leagues, other divisions,
and South Wales won't.
I think they will not put up as many points,
but they don't need to,
and lose the game.
But they don't need to because they'll stonewall them the same as they stonewalled Bristol.
How many points have they had conceded all year? It's quite a low amount. Yeah, the defense is good. I don't know. This is just a hypothetical. It's like, Mike Tyson against fucking what's his name? Fucking Gypsy King geezer.
Oh, Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury,
Yeah, but didn't
Tyson argue about it all day? You don't know until you'll never know because they're from different eras.
I wouldn't do it anyway. Fury got rocked by that Ukrainian geezer.
They're from different conferences, right? So, no, like I said, I think South Wales are a good team. They'll give anyone a good game. But I do think that the Knights and Mavericks are better than them.
The thing is, this shakes shit up massively because Bristol was the 1 seed before this. They were undefeated. They had the lowest points against. They were the 1 seed. So that now moves East Kent into 1 seed.
Yeah.
Rushmore into 2. And Bristol into 3 with South Wales at 4.
Mm-hmm.
Well, O's or South Wales, because they both got 2 losses at the moment.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So O's or South Wales will finish at 4. So,
well, yeah, that is the way it's going to fall. Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's South Wales themselves have got Hereford to play, and that's it. How does that work out? Yeah, they have. They got Hereford to play, and that's it. Does that mean Forth is a home game? No. Forth does not get a home game.
I remember I posted about it, didn't I? I posted all the brackets.
Oh, no, a wild card game. Forth is a home game. 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5.
Yeah.
Four gets a home game. Yeah, sorry. Fourth gets a home game in the wild card.
In the wild card round, but not in the wild card.
Not in
the real round.
Yeah, not once they progress.
Final.
Yeah, divisional round or whatever. If it was NFL, they call it wild card and then divisional.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for that, Bristol. You've just screwed mine and Micah's perfect week. We'll head up north. Leicester Panthers also screwed mine and Micah's perfect week.
They're the ones that I was talking about with an upset.
This was a huge fucking upset. Like, if you're gonna, I've turned into Boris Johnson. Like, it's true though.
They're bottom. They're still bottom, but in the next 2 games, who are they playing? If they get 2 wins and
they've got Northants and Birmingham again.
So if they
can't.
Yeah,
No. The 2 games haven't been fucking registered. So their game against Northants hasn't been registered, and their game against they've got the Caesars in 6 days.
Oh fucking hell!
And then they've got Northants. They've got Northants to end in the season.
So that it may be too little, too late for them for this season.
Yes. So they've played 7. Birmingham's played 7. Northants has played 6. Yeah. No, Northants has played 7 as well.
Caesars have played 5, and they're winning on points for and points against.
Mate,
they're just dominant.
The Caesars are disgusting.
It's awesome.
Caesars are devastating. Like in this fucking, like, they have the fewest points conceded in any division, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they do. Let's have a quick look.
Like, doesn't matter if it's
11
Prem.
points.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's Prem, Div 1, Div 2. Doesn't matter. They have the fewest points conceded across.
Yeah, the closest to them is Colchester, who've only played 4 games with 18 points.
Yeah, it's wild.
But yeah,
Colchester have played more than 14. One of them's just not been updated.
Colchester has played more than 14.
Sorry, more than fucking. I think they've played more than 4.
Oh right, okay. I need to check that then.
I'm pretty sure they've played.
Yeah, they've played 5. This time of year, they would have. By this time of year, they were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've played 5. Fuck's sake! I'll tell Dom. He can fix that.
But so Panthers, they've got to play Nottingham. I don't think they improve. They've got Northants at the end, so they might end up with 2 wins. Birmingham have got to play Nottingham as well, so it could come down to a second tiebreaker. But
Danny Burton on Instagram said, "We beat Northants and Panthers, stay up, as we have the head-to-head over Brum and the same record."
So that's the less. That's Northants.
No, that's the Panthers.
Oh, we beat Northants.
If they beat Northants, then they think they stay up. Although I don't know what, because Birmingham could get another win and fuck it, right? Like if
Birmingham's only got 1 game left and it's against the Caesars. They're not getting another win.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
That's the thing. Leicester's got to play the Caesars, but so does Brum. So that's just a wire.
Yeah, just sort of. Yeah.
But Leicester plays Northants at the end of the season.
Where we are? Oh, Mike is here. Mikey, do you want to take over? He's got back out of custody or whatever.
He's been bailed out.
Bail.
He's on bail.
Yeah, let me go. 9 o'clock.
Free my mans. # free my mans, Mike.
Have reviews finished? Yes.
No. No, they haven't.
We've got to be close to finishing them.
We're about halfway through. We need to speed it up. Yorkshire Rams.
They won.
They did. 27-15 versus the Giants, and they look in prime position to take that division.
Yeah. Oh, they are.
No, but what I mean by that is that division has been an absolute fucking like a madhouse. Everybody's been beating everybody else.
Yeah.
They look in prime position to fuck off, Simon. They look in prime position to take this division because you've got to remember they've still got the game in hand against Humber that was to be rescheduled. Yeah. So they've got the rescheduled game for Humber to come as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like they're probably going to finish 1 or 2 in the North. Not 1, sorry, 2 or 3.
Yeah, yeah.
So they'll earn themselves a home playoff game.
Mm.
Apparently, their O-line is elite. And Mikey knows what Micah did to that grandmother. I didn't know she was a grandmother. I just thought she was
an old lady. Yeah, I don't know about her.
Fuck yeah, now. She's got kids, and her kids have got kids, mate. Fuck.
Oh, such a shame. 10
consecutive quarters between the Rams' defenses conceding points.
That's definitely a defensive coordinator's stat, isn't it? Is work that. Like,
but do you know what's amazing about that though? That could be across 4 games, or it could be across 3 games, because it could be the last quarter of the first game.
Yeah, you're right. I'm with you.
Game 2, game 3, first quarter, game 4. Yes, we know, Mike. Been there, talked about that.
It's a nothing stat.
I liked it. Don't let him talk
down.
I
said, it's a defensive coordinator stat. Like no one else.
Freddie, don't let him talk down to you like that. Like
either you're the defensive coordinator or you know the defensive coordinator, and they told you that.
Or he could be on the defense.
Yeah, whatever.
Keep the stats coming. Don't listen to Steve. Don't listen to Steve.
Play well and win rings.
Steve's website is wrong.
No one
Steve's website is wrong.
In years to come, no one's going to care that you went 10 consecutive or 15 consecutive quarters. Doesn't matter. And the only thing that matters is getting the ring. Get the ring. Where'd you learn to talk like that?
Is that from a movie? I feel like that's a movie quote.
Yeah, I don't know. Hector Sanchez isn't even a real name, so let's not worry about it.
Well, I mean, I reckon there's a good couple of million people named Hector Sanchez in the world.
It's not a real thing. It's not
100%. I reckon if you
it's a Hollywood name. They just it's their typecast.
Nah, you got to
gangster name.
Yeah, but do you know why they typecast them? Because there's real people named that. If you went to Cancun or Tijuana, you would fucking
but it's just it's not real.
It'd be
their actions aren't real. Who wants a ring when you can get a beanie by guessing 2 numbers? Yeah.
Woo! Well, it's taking you this long to guess those 2 numbers. So
who wants a ring when you can go 11 consecutive quarters without conceding a point? Hey?
Well, that's the thing. It could be
a ring then.
It could still be active because they could have done it the first 3 quarters of their first game, then game 2, shut them out. Game 3.
Yeah.
But
I bet it's one of them where they're I think he specifically said defensive points. So there have been points, but it's been like a safety, or it's been special teams or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's got like it's trying to see the weak of the staff and make some sort of statement. Similar to how people react to our predictions. They make something out of nothing to motivate the team.
Well, to be fair, with our predictions, we've been all over the fucking place today.
We'll change if promoted to the Prem. I'm sure Titans would score on them.
Nottingham. Talking about Nottingham or Yorkshire.
Of course, yeah.
100%. But that's one of the best 2 teams in the country. So,
well, you can't say that the Titans aren't the best team in the country.
No. Well, I can physically, but I shouldn't.
I know people say it, but I don't get it. Like it's beat them then.
Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely. They're unbeaten in what, like 2.5 years?
2 years.
Yeah.
They're doing all right. I don't know. It's just I think it's weird. I find it weird that like whoever's the best team in Britball tends to get slept on.
Yeah.
It happened with the Blitz, it happened with the Warriors. Like it's like you never quite.
Yeah, but when it happened
or the not man, yeah.
When it happened with the Blitz though.
You've earned like by rights that you've earned. There's always someone sort of going, "No, well, they're not the best team. This team could have done that and then." Like, it's only true on paper, right? Like,
I don't remember when the Blitz were the best team in Britwell because I
I
wasn't.
do, and they were fucking awesome. And
wasn't in the country.
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass playing.
The Blitz have always been also Rams as long as I have known about them.
Wait, I think they went to like 10 consecutive Britball finals, something like that. Yeah, they've been awesome for years.
And now they're staring down the barrel of possibly Div 1 next year.
I think they've turned it round. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens in the off-season with that organisation. They're saying that they will keep the two teams separated, as in a B team and the Blitz Prem team, but I think it makes more sense that they combine and go into either league. I think if they did combine, they would probably stay in the Prem, because why would you lose your Prem status? But yeah, anyway. I think they had their turmoil, their turbulence, and got through it, and now they're cruising at a great altitude.
Well, last week both me and Micah picked the Stags, and Glasgow took umbrance with that, and 49-7.
Cool. That's a hell of a.
That's a fucking drubbing. That is an absolute drubbing. And I can actually say that I didn't pick the Stags. The Cat Treat Jar did. So,
Charlie said that's nothing. The Devils went 14 quarters without scoring a point. Hey,
offensive shutout.
Hey, the Pumas went a fucking few
5 years. 5 years without winning a game.
Well, no, but I think they went a couple seasons without scoring a fucking point.
I remember the Pumas going 5 years without winning a game.
Stands on a rebuild. I find that strange though. Like, yeah, I think you're right, Tony. But like, how can you rebuild? Like,
when you're that far away,
when you're in Inverness, like, what the fuck goes wrong when you're such a dominant team? So you know, for the last couple of years, and then it just sort of falls out. Like, how it must be hard to come back from that in such an isolated location.
So Tom sent me a message back in week 1. Just said the real reason that we've done so bad is we lost all 3 QBs that they had last year, 2 to injuries in preseason, and another one went to another team. And they're starting a true rookie who's never played football before. Right. So yeah, that's where their rebuild is going. So there we go. And Tony's also said lost a lot of players to retirement. But yeah, Tom just mentioned that they've had a lot of like true rookies come through. So their recruitment has not been from other players. Like,
yeah. So
because you think maybe some of those guys have come across, because Aberdeen's only 2 hours away, and Aberdeen's obviously an associate. So people that want to, bro, when you're that fucking, if you're that hard up to play football, you'd rather go 2 hours to Aberdeen than fucking 3.5 down to Glasgow.
I'd rather play COD or something. I don't
play COD. Bro, COD is bad. COD has not been good since Modern Warfare 2.
Sorry, fuck you. I'd rather do something else that I don't have to travel. How about that? Is that enough for you?
Play a good video game.
Yeah. Fortnite.
Scott remembers playing O's and Warriors in one season when he was in Div 2.
Yeah, I remember those times that happened. Yeah. Warriors, when they just formed as the Cobras, that might have been their first year as the name Warriors, actually. We're on their way up. And the O's had folded, and all the players just fucked off everywhere. So the O's that you've got now is like the old O's don't think that the new O's are the O's. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure that the old team, the London O's, were called the O's, and the new team is called the London Olympians.
It's kind of like a Rangers thing, where previously like they were called Rangers and then they folded and they've come back as Glasgow Rangers. Or the other way around.
Same happened with Portsmouth. They went into administration and they're called Portsmouth City now.
And now they're in the championship.
Yeah. It's good, mate. It's good.
It's good. It's good, mate. Mate, Fratton Park's a good ground. The seats are fucking flimsy as fuck. I've broken a couple. But...
My old office where I used to work. I did my commercial apprenticeship there as well when I was 17.
It's your old stomping ground we used to turn up in Stone Island.
Headbutt. I've never been into the Stone Island thing, probably because I worked at a club and you just think it's ridiculous. But
I think everybody looks wank.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Warriors 35 Blitz 6.
Yeah, surprising scoreline, I think there. Although I think it's very easy to turn around and say, well, the Warriors must have just played, a lot of backups in that game.
Well, wasn't the score the score was like fucking like it was like 19-0 or 11-0 or some shit at halftime?
I I don't know the box scores for that one.
But Micah gave us a very
Gary Howes, is that? I think that's Gary from the O's. Don't talk bad about my Portsmouth.
Yeah, he'll fight you.
Fratton Park is maybe not a good ground in terms of like facilities, but the fucking atmosphere there's quality, mate. Absolute quality. And he must be talking as an away fan because the away end's always been shit.
Right, Micah said
the away end once we're just guttering from a house to piss in.
Warriors blitz was 19-6 in the third quarter. Just looking back over the message that Micah said, so fucking close to start with. Gary said, wrong Gary. He doesn't believe that you guys
Gary,
have met
yet. I do believe we have met yet.
Don't believe we've met yet.
I don't believe, sorry. Oh, okay. When we do, I'll fucking stick
him. I'll put on my Stone Island and I'll fucking...
You'll get what's coming to you, Gary. Mark my words.
Talking shit about Fratton Park. You can talk shit about my website. That'll just get you banned.
Yeah.
Fucking talk shit about Fratton Park. I'll nut you.
Yeah. And they'll get you banned from there too.
You've been doing him a favour by the sounds of it. Your weigh-in's fucking trash.
I remember I once, the chief executive once, like back in me, there was a supporter being a dick and like moaning about something. And the chief exec walked by, just happened to walk by. And the supporter recognised him and, come here. His name was Barry. At the time, this guy's name was Barry Pierpoint. Still his name, but he's not.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah, he wasn't at Fratton Park long, but he was a cool guy. He made a name for himself at Leicester. Actually, he's the one that turned Leicester around. But yeah, he was walking by, and the guy recognised him. Barry came out. This was like we're sort of outside the front, and this guy's. I sort of said very briefly to what happened, and this guy spoke to Barry. Barry said the same thing that I was saying, and the guy was swearing a lot, and Barry's like telling him not to swear. He said, "Actually, were you swearing at Steve?" And he said, "Yeah, I fucking was." And he went, "Actually, yeah." So give me, where's your? Because this is when I think season tickets now are just a fucking card.
Dude, I have no idea where this fucking story is going, but carry on.
I'm just telling you. So Barry took this guy's season ticket, which at the time was just a booklet of tickets. Right? They used to give you a book of tickets, and you just take one out, and he fucking took it off of him, tore the tickets out, ripped them out from the floor, and said, "Come on, Steve, let's go inside."
Jesus.
That was my favourite day.
Favourite day?
Yeah. Well, my favourite day at work. That was quality.
Okay,
Barry was the man. Anyway, let's
other prem games. Bristol 77, Cambridge 14. A little bit of working out some frustration at getting handed such a hefty defeat the week before.
Probably a rebound for the Aztecs. You know, what would you expect?
Yeah, it definitely.
You know, it's an interesting thing, right? So let's say that score is reversed in the Aztecs. Do you think that the Warriors would have given that pace into the blitz?
Oh yeah,
would have taken it easy on the Cats.
No, I don't think they would take it easy on the Cats because at that point, so for Bristol can't win the division. So Bristol wouldn't have been able.
I'm saying if they had have won that game,
and that's why I would be saying they wouldn't be taking it easy on the Cats because the division would be up for grabs.
Because they'd still need to win out.
Because they would have split the series.
Yeah.
Whereas for London's won the division.
The Cats only had 20. What's with 25 fucking players lately? Gary's there saying another team with 25 players.
Middle of summer.
Yeah. It's lovely and sunny. Well, what am I saying? Was there another fucking festival? Oh yeah, the what was it? Capital Summer Ball. That was
Isle of Wight Festival, something like that.
Taylor Swift's been around. Isle of Wight Festival's definitely on. Yeah.
Download was the week before.
Yeah, well, that's the week before. Come on, we're talking about this weekend.
Yeah, people are recovering. I don't know.
Stuff more important than playing Britball.
But so Warriors started everyone they had on offense.
Warriors started everyone they had on. That's not what. Hey, Dan's.
That's not legal. That is not legal. You cannot put your entire team out on the field.
Dan, you should raise that with Baffa.
100%. I'd not be okay with that.
11 is the maximum I've checked.
You cannot put everyone on offense. We've tried.
But, Dan's the defensive coordinator for the Blitz, and I actually heard from someone at the Warriors that they didn't start. They started a lot of backup players. So Maybe not on offense, but maybe on defense. I don't know, but certainly that's the information I've heard from them.
Yeah, but
local sevens tournament. Yeah, Cambridge sevens.
That's gonna be the thing that, like, if you have a weekend performance against a bitter rival, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, play the backups. Didn't put our best team out. Like, Blitz only held us to 35 because we, second stringers.
Yeah.
Get some run out. Yeah, that's what you're gonna. If you have a poor performance, you're gonna make excuses.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, and they may have been harboring some injuries or knocks from because that was a quite a physical game against the Aztecs.
But then on the other perspective, from the Blitz side of things, if you hold them under the 35, you'd be like, nah, mate, they started fucking everybody.
Yeah. Well,
all of their GB players, like full GB offense, full GB defense, like just.
Right, so I'm pretty sure we'd spot that.
Yeah, 100%.
But to like,
I don't know, man. With some of the calls these refs are missing, I think you could probably get away with about 18 or 19 on offense at the moment.
The point is, like, to what Dan's saying there, like, I've got no reason not to believe Dan, but also no reason not to believe what I was told by the Warriors player. So
is it?
They could both be right. I'm not trying to sort of. I certainly don't want to belittle the Blitz's performance there, because that's a good result for them, especially when they're in this period of, rebuilding and trying to forget the recent past, which I think they're doing a good job of. So yeah, good. That's
you want it. You want it. The thing is, you want to end the season on a high to go into the off season with something to build off of. The last thing you want to do is get fucking pasted in your last 3 games, and then you've got players going, oh well, I don't know if I want to come back.
You want all of your players that left to come back. That's what you fucking want.
Yeah. Well, then you can be a mid-table, maybe second, maybe third team, because that's all that they were with all the players that left.
The quality of play gets the call it deserves. That should be, instead of integrity, that should be Bafra's motto.
No, Bafra's. That should be Bafra's. Yeah.
Yeah, there's currently. It's funny if you look at Bradford's badge, integrity's their, I don't know, motto, the word that's on their badge, but it's actually in inverted quotes. So it's like they've taken a piss out of
they're a fucking parry.
Integrity.
Fuck's sake. I
love it. It's been like that for years. I hope they never change it. Anyway, right, come on, we've got to be close now. I want to go.
Yeah, we are close. Cheaters, Hertfordshire 28, Solent 20.
Yeah, I think the cheaters will feel that the scoreline doesn't tell the story of the game, and that they were better than 8 points or better than 1 score in that game. And I'd say overall they were, but
quality of play gets the call it deserves.
It was the Thrashers did have a chance beginning of the third quarter to close it down to 1 score game, and that would have been a completely different ending. But really, it was certainly against the flow of play, where an errant snap went over the punter's head, and the Thrashers player ran back. The punter tried to pick it up, got flattened by this player, and that player turned around and recovered the ball. So he freed the ball up and then recovered it. And the Thrashers then capitalized and scored on that, and then it was just deadlock after that. So
I think that's a big thing though, because I think early in the season Solent would have struggled to capitalize on that. Like from what we saw in terms of, I won't talk about the actual gameplay on the field because I never saw it, but from what I saw end of game box score results, that would have indicated they would have struggled to capitalize on that at the beginning of the season when they just weren't putting up points.
They're a solid team.
They're a good Div 1 team.
Yeah, Thrashers aren't. Yeah, they're no pushover, man. They got some big guys in the trenches that fight to the whistle and do. They got some mean linemen both sides of the ball.
Mate, they're going to be very, very entertained to watch in Div 1 next year.
Their backup QB. So I don't know if you call them a backup. It was an alternate QB because the other QB stayed on the field as a slot, right? So it wasn't like a case of like you're benched and you're on. It was like, oh, we just change it up. And that guy did play slot and he played running back as well. So it was just like different formation. But their alternate QB that they brought on had a fucking dart of a throw on him, and he could send the ball downfield, but he was dropping back really far to like because he was obviously worried about getting sacked and stuff. But yeah, he made a difference when he came on because it started to spread the Cheetahs offense out a little bit more. But they weren't able to make the deeper connections and completions. They did do one, which got them quite far downfield at one point. But the Thrashers sort of just they weren't able to connect on those deeper balls, which I think sort of that's essentially what was the difference between them winning and losing on the day. It wasn't much. There ended up being, for me, not much in it. But the Cheetahs, when they conceded and when they slowed down scoring, that was when their backups were on. So, and it was their backups. I was calling it out. I was calling the numbers out and stuff. So different QB, different center, different tackle, different slots, different wide receivers. So like it was a complete. Apart from the running backs, they stayed the same. It was completely different personnel. So
no, there's going to be some tough fought battles between Solent and either East Kent or Rushmore next season.
Right. If you think, one of them goes up, one of them
goes up. One of those two is going up.
Yeah. There's going to be, So Solent, I would say playoff contenders for next year in Div 1.
Yeah, they're good. They have been all season.
They're that good, So
yeah. All season they've been a good Div 1 team.
Yeah. It's a shame because they're not of a quality where you're like, just get them out of the league, like get them down. Like I'm talking about with Oxford, like we want to get them out. We want them to recover. I don't feel like
Solent. Oh no, I want them out. I want them out of the Prem, 100%.
No,
they're not Prem quality. That's why for the last 5 minutes I have been saying they are a good Div 1 team.
Yeah, I think they can hold their own in the Prem.
I've literally just seen it for the past season that they can't.
Yeah. You've also pointed out that you've seen a change in the Thrashers between the beginning and the end of this season, right? Then you've got to think they've had a whole new coaching personnel. They've had a lot of personnel changes at that team, and maybe they're just starting to gel now, and things are starting to click. So, what the gameplay I saw yesterday would pretty much. Well, I think they'd beat any Div 1 team that I've seen this year.
Well, we'll get to find out next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Northern Prem. Another upset of sorts with Tamworth not winning just based on their recent run of play.
Yeah, 21-all, right?
21-all.
Yeah, I'd consider that an upset based on their recent play. They were away, and I don't, and they were away in a team in fucking Scotland. So, and again, I think it was Tamworth Sevens this weekend. So,
they're short on numbers, were they?
Yeah, I don't know. I was just making it up.
Aaron said there's 4 good teams in Div 1. There's 4 good Div 1 teams in Prem South.
Prem South, yeah.
So he's chucking Hertfordshire.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, different discussion. I'm not fucking gonna have it with him. If he's gonna start being a prick, he won't get a hat.
No, but he's not. I don't know if he's being a prick.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is.
But I mean, does that mean that the Apache aren't a good Div 1 team? Because I don't think the Apache would get close to any of those 4 good Div 1 teams in the Prem South. So then you're saying that you're not a good Div 1 team, Aaron.
Is this you splitting the divisions up now into Oz's
tiers? Oz's tiers.
Yeah, there's 6 teams in this conference, and there's 6 tiers.
No, we're down to it'd be about 3 tiers. There'd be 3 tiers. There'd be lots of tiers from you if I went into my tiers again.
Yeah, I need to go.
So, Edinburgh Wolves 29, Merseyside Nighthawks 6.
Yeah.
I thought Edinburgh would score more.
Yeah, but again, maybe they were playing backups or there was Edinburgh Sevens on or whatever. So,
but it's
they got the win.
EKP were up first half. Tammy came back. EKP scored, missed a field goal. It's just like I would like to say, is EKP now the best team in Scotland? Like undisputably.
I don't know. Why would that be undisputably?
Because they just beat Edinburgh last week.
But is that undisputable? Is that with those guys played?
Sorry, it was 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Beat them 13-3.
Yeah, okay.
And but the reason I say that is because they beat Edinburgh 13-3. Now they've come back, and you got to remember Tamworth beat Newcastle last time when they played.
Yeah.
And then Tamworth just ran Manchester close last week. 14-9 they lost. So EKP has come and they've drawn with Tamworth.
Yeah. Yeah, as Tony said here, Tamworth beat Wolves.
Yeah. No, he said Tamworth will beat Wolves.
Oh, will beat Wolves, sorry.
Jack said EKP are better than Wolves. So is
happened to Wolves then? Because they were like flying a couple of years ago.
I think
or a year ago.
I think people have said that some players went to. I think some of the players went to Clyde Valley, because we got told that Clyde Valley had some Prem level players like move in, and I think EKP might have recruited well as well.
Yeah,
yeah. There we go. Lost. What happened to Wolves? Lost a lot to EKP.
Right. How? Like what causes this? Is this just like discourse, or are there particular coaches, or is there better quality of facilities or whatever? Like what? Why are people? Oh, so if they're saying go back, that sort of says that's what they came from.
Yeah.
Right?
So there we go. There we go. Four Clyde Valley player. Clyde Valley have 4 Wolves players as well.
Right. So what?
Spoonie effect. Apparently, it's to do with the coaches.
Is he a coach, Spoonie?
I don't even know who Spoonie is.
I always get mixed up, the dudes up there. I think Spoonie's I think he's the head coach.
I don't know.
He was a dude that was like, I think it's the dude that Baffa paid to do the consultancy, and then like, it's never been released how much he got paid and what the fuck
and what his decision was.
Yeah, like
he's the EKP coach.
Yeah, it's him. Yeah, that's the dude I was talking about.
Oh, right.
What they're saying is
they followed him. They like him. Yeah, they followed him.
Yeah, because I remember people calling out him to like be the Baffa CEO and all that. So he clearly didn't like the dude. I just don't know much about him.
Didn't the fucking Newcastle head coach also go to EKP? I'm pretty sure the Vikings head coach went to EKP.
I know they've got a new head coach.
Well, it's Spoonie. EKP.
No, I meant Newcastle. Coach.
Oh, yeah, no, they do. But I'm pretty sure the Newcastle head coach went to EKP. Yeah, there we go. I think he might be there.
He like a DC.
He's the DC. He's the DC. So,
Bryce. Yes, I remember Bryce. Big dude.
Yeah, so there we go. There's a hell of a coaching change there for EKP. And
yeah, so that's the lure for the players.
Yeah. So there we go. So EKP is the best team in Scotland. And they drew with Tamworth. This was a bet for the week that me and Micah were in unison. This was a bad week. We were in unison wrongly together 5 times. Went 12-5.
Both of you?
Both. Well, yeah, we did. We were in lockstep the entire week.
Ah, boo.
Well, we thought no, but it was we were in lockstep the entire week because we felt like everything was, easy,
straightforward. Yeah.
But it was not. Right. You don't really do predictions, but you can throw out your opinion on things. How's that sound?
Come on, let's do it. We're almost at 2 hours.
And then I can let you get on your way.
Yay.
Right. Sunday, what week are we going for? There's no game. Hey? Is there games this week?
Yeah. Oh fuck, have we got the old week off now?
Is it week off this week?
Not sure. Let's have a look.
There's nothing on League Republic.
For the BAFCA convention, isn't it? Have a look. I know it's soon.
Is that the 7th?
Have a look. Oh yeah, it's the 7th. So there is games this weekend.
Okay, well there's nothing on League Republic. Do we have this week's game?
Yeah, of course we do.
You say that like our website is actually good.
Our website is good, you fucking prick. Right. Let's just check. Hold on, let me just double check.
Yeah, he's worried.
Yeah, so we've got Prem this weekend. There's no Prem, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, I can't count them because I've got it filtered. But there's definitely games because we are live streaming one of them.
Right. Okay, cool. Well, we're into week 12 now, yeah? All right. Let's do this.
Have you got them up?
Yeah, I've got them up. Just got to reset the spreadsheet. Right. Div 2. We've got SFC2 West. We've got Berkshire Renegades playing Ipswich Cardinals. Oh, that's a cross division. That is an East versus West. The website doesn't.
So we're going to go with the rule of we always say East.
Well, that's the thing. If the Cardinals are bottom of the East, and Berkshire are second in the West. So if the Cardinals, this is what Chewett was saying earlier on. Yeah. If the Cardinals beat Berkshire, no team in the East deserves to be in playoff. In the West.
I'm going Berkshire.
Fuck it. I'm gonna run with it. I'm gonna run with 8-0. I'm gonna go the Cardinals.
Cool.
Ryan reckons that they're gonna get one. So Cardinals beat Berkshire last time they played. Let's go the Cards. Right. SFC2 East, Colchester Gladiators, Essex Tridents. This is top of the table clash. Colchester beat them last time round, but barely.
Can you still hear me?
Yes.
I've got a thing saying my microphone stopped working.
No, I can hear you. Colchester beat Essex last time round, but barely.
Where is it?
Do we have home teams on the left, away teams on the right? Colchester's at home.
I'm going Colchester.
All right. I'll take the Tridents.
Okay.
Let's go Essex. Samwell travels to Staffordshire. So Surge versus Steelers. Surge?
Yeah.
This is also top of the table clash for Div 2 West in the north. Surge just beat Samwell last time round. I think it was a 4-point victory.
Okay.
We play at Samwell. So our website is wrong.
So they changed that from the beginning. Our website's right at the beginning of the season, and all this fuckery.
I bet it's not. I bet it wasn't.
It is, and most of the fuck ups were because of Bafford putting teams in the wrong leagues.
I don't believe you.
Yeah,
right, Wakefield District Rangers versus Gateshead Senators. Pretty sure they literally just played. Sens, and then Doncaster versus Steam.
Steam.
Yeah. Pretty easy for those two. SFC1 West. So Chad said Crew dropped out, so they play 3 times. They've moved the fixtures around. Bournemouth Bobcats play Somerset Wyverns.
Bobcats.
I'm gonna take the Wyverns.
Yeah, I think they're the favourites. I'm going for an underdog.
Right, going for an underdog. Hereford Stampede versus the South Wales Warriors.
Oh, Warriors.
I thought you were going for an underdog.
No, not in that one.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Warriors as well. Kent Exiles versus the Blitz B.
That's the game I'm at.
Yes.
Fuck, man. I don't know. I can't call that. That's a tough game. Well, that's why I picked it to fucking live stream it. Not sure. I'll go Kent. I think because they're the home team.
I'm taking Kent, and I think they win comfortably.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's the case. I don't at all.
I reckon 12 points at least minimum. Like three. Wow, actually, I'll say 15 points. 3-score game.
Okay.
Hornet Saints again.
Oh my! What? Saints.
Hornets.
I just can't see them. I don't get it. I'm still
Rushmore Wembley.
Oh, is that this weekend?
It is.
And that's at Wembley, isn't it? Because
yep.
we were going to live stream it, but Wembley asked us to message the head coach, and I did, and he never got back to me. Okay. Rushmore. Oh, I've already said in this fucking broadcast, I think that Wembley take one off of them.
Well, this will be they've already played. They've already played once.
Huh?
So if they're going to they've already played once. If they're going to take one off of them,
no, I was at the fucking game. Live streamed it.
Yeah. So then, if they're going to
take it off, I've got to go night.
I haven't written yours down, by the way. I haven't bothered.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I'm agonising over it so much.
Leicester, Nottingham.
Nottingham.
Right. One of these games is going to be a fucking barn burner. And it's not this one. Yorkshire versus Humber.
Top versus bottom.
Yes.
Yorkshire. Sorry.
Yeah, the Rams. Right. This is going to be a barn burner.
Yorkshire Rams.
Yorkshire Rams. Scunthorpe Alphas versus Chester Romans.
Alphas.
Yeah, you let me down last time, Chester. I picked you and you fucked me.
Chester have sort of like started to dip a little bit.
They run hot and then they run real cold.
No, shame.
Yeah.
Shame.
Right, we're off to Scotland to finish it out.
Oh yeah, this is what is it? Your cat bag? What the fuck is it?
No, it's where Lancelot's treats are kept.
What does that say on it?
Well, it's rubbed off a little bit, but it's Sir Lancelot's treats.
Ah. Cat owners are fucking weird to me, but yeah, go on.
I mean, Jody made it, but I still like it, so I'll defend it.
Yeah, both of you are weird.
I'm weird. I'm weird. I think Harvinder is a little bit weirder than I am.
Harvinder's off her nut. Is Harvinder sounds like a surname, a female name.
Yeah, Harvinder is fucking all over the place. Right, we've got one.
Tigers
versus Clyde Valley.
I'm going Clyde Valley.
Yeah, and then the other one. Open it up. Stags.
No, I'm going against whoever they're playing. I'm going for whoever they're playing.
Yeah. I think the Cat Treat jar is on the. It's in a Chester Roman slump. I think it's going 0-2 this week.
Awaits the weekly. Stop stealing my cat's post.
I've got so every week. So you don't watch the stream. Every week the door's fucking open. I pick up the jar. I shake it around.
And the cats come in.
But every time on this sort of day, Zelda is asleep on Jody's lap on the couch. I shake the Cat Treat jar. Zelda wakes up, fucks off. Joe whinges.
You know what I mean? Cat owners are weird. That's a weird thing.
What? Whinging the cat you were cuddling with?
The cat's gone. Like,
yeah. It's nice.
So what? What the fuck's that? What's the fucking... What emoji is that?
It's a cat. It's a Pushkeen cat on a laptop.
This live stream needs to end.
You don't know Pushkeen?
I know it's the fat grey cat. I can see it now that you told me what it was, but I couldn't make it out before.
There's only 15 games this week.
Yeah, because there's no Prem. International GB weekend, isn't it?
Right. Well, this is going to be a fucking tough week.
Under the assumption that no players outside of the Prem play for GB.
Well, except now we know we've got some of them playing for fucking Clyde Valley and
Rushmore.
Not just Rushmore. The Steam. Darlington Steam has GB players.
Yeah, cool. That's what I mean. Like fucking. Anyway, who cares?
Doesn't matter. That's the end of the stream. We've been here for over 2 hours. Steve is fucking done.
Fuck off, everyone. I'll be back next week.
Yeah, Steve will be back next week. I will not.
Pushkeen, not Pushkeen.
There we go. See,
thanks, Luke.
I don't know enough about it.
Well, you know enough to get it almost right.
Who are all these people?
Hit me up if you need anything. Yeah, we'll do the plug.
I need you to find Jay. And on that, we're out. I'm Oz. That's Steve.